Attention viewer, you are watching the world's biggest monster truck diecast YouTube channel. This is Monster Jam OCD.
Well, hello again, world, and welcome back to the Monster Truck Collecting Podcast for episode number 19. We are just one episode now away from episode 20, and every 10 episodes, as you know, we do a special episode, and next episode we will have designer of OCD Meltdown, Taylor Andes, on to discuss how he came up with the design and all that great stuff. I'll tell a little bit of the story on my end, but I'm going to save most of my stuff for a video that will be coming out the Wednesday of the week of that podcast. So what is that, the 24th or something? So very exciting stuff coming up. Phil, RJ, anything special from you guys? Welcome back in.
Phil, you got anything?
Well, let's see, a couple things. One, you didn't update that video again.
I know.
Green, man. Number two, my desktop is currently being hijacked by Windows support. So I can use some support for Windows support, as I see now the man, I'm assuming it's a man, Justin, is controlling my computer, and it's stuck. I'm scared what kind of message he's going to give me.
That doesn't sound good.
Okay, so
we're sorry.
I'll do the screen share, so if you don't need that, at least we'll be going on that end.
I'm on my laptop, so
Okay, cool. Last little thing everyone should know by now, because I've said it so many times, but for maybe new listeners or new watchers, the OCD Meltdown, I should take it out of this thing, you can't see it. The OCD Meltdown diecast exclusive for the Superstore is coming up on April 9th, so that's one of the major dates coming up. If you guys want to own one of these, one of 5,000 produced, it's coming up on the 9th of April, so check out the Superstore for these. And I hope we can get all 5,000 sold out. So it's exciting to see that coming up so soon. 24 days? I have on my calendar up there. So I think it's 24 days. I might not have it correct. But OCD Meltdown, obviously, the shirt, the merch, the crew shirt. So that's exciting news. And other than that, one more thing for the viewers. I saw people commenting about it. I forgot. Let me put myself back. I forgot to reschedule my videos today. So 2 videos again released today. Gears and Galaxies was not meant to come out today. So for those of you who got that preview, you're lucky because I forgot to reschedule. But I did finally learn my lesson. I rescheduled the doubles video so you won't get a doubled up Gears and Galaxies next Monday. But that was realistically set for next Monday. I just forgot. So today was Series 10-124 scale. With that said, I'll start the screen share of the second half of 2011. So, if you didn't watch last episode, you didn't really miss too much. You kind of skipped a repeat besides like 5 or 6 new trucks. So as we come down to the line here on 2011, we're actually going to start seeing a lot of new stuff. But really, you didn't miss much. I'll kind of cover a couple things that we saw. We saw the most major thing I think we talked about was this Monster Mode Rottweiler debuting, the whole story behind how Rottweiler became Monster Mode Rottweiler. So you might want to actually check back in that episode if you didn't watch or listen to it, at least to that part. It was pretty funny. We got to check out the behind the scenes of that.
Yeah, we haven't got any messages from like Matilda or Rapunzel, whoever made that truck or whatever.
I think I still have that. Hold on, let's see. I have it saved as a banner. Rachel Edwards.
Rachel Edwards, if you are out there, we are still looking for you.
We need a podcast guest. Another major point in 2011, episode 1, we had the debut of Maximum Destruction's new casting. So that was another major point. Other than that, I mean, we had like Covert Crasher. I think that was basically the other. Oh, Grinder debuted. Other than that, like this paint change was cool, but that's about all. So if you missed it, you didn't miss too much. But I would definitely watch that Rottweiler story. Also, Metal Militia came into the picture here, and now I think we're. Did we stop at Western Renegade or do we stop at Riveted. We stopped at Riveted. So this was our stopping point last episode, which was a truck that's kind of forgotten by most people. It only happened one time with this casting, so there's Riveted. So now we continue on. So welcome back, everyone. 51 out of a year of, what is it, 80? Yeah, 80. So 51, we're going to continue on with another Travel Tread, which was Travel Treads, which is a new series that we talked about last time as well. This is basically a series that you take off the tires onto the transport tires to put them into trailers, although there were no trailers made for these specifically. So we have a spike edition of a Travel Treads, and I'll let Phil and RJ take over there if they want to talk about this one, but probably not too much to discuss with it.
No, not much to say about the Travel Treads. Again, we talked about them the last episode extensively. How I still think it's a good idea that really should be executed by somebody today. This is only a one and done line, except for a Holler deal that we get numerous times. So there's nothing really to write home about these trucks. I mean, it's not like there's anything like revolutionary on these. They're just, you get one of everybody without tires. So I definitely think they could have just kept doing it. But oh well.
I agree with that. Just should have continue on this line, because a lot of more trucks should have been in it. But I agree. Somebody else should do it today. That's about it.
Yep. All right. So again, that one not super important like last episode, so we're just going to kind of quickly go through these. We still have a lot of special edition trucks to discuss too. I can't remember if last episode or an episode ago or two maybe that this debuted. I feel like we've seen this already. Oh yeah, we definitely did because of the this here. So Storm Damage is back again. It's a variant because they are now doing the Advanced Auto Parts Moss Jam logo. So if you're a variant collector, very specific variant collectors, we'll probably want to pick this up. So Storm Damage is back again. Again, we talked about it before, so there's not much to discuss with it. So we'll keep going on to this one. Pretty important, actually. I think this is the last. No, it's not the last time. It's one of the last times they're going to see the Ninja Turtles. This is before they give it like a revamp kind of with the logo. But this is a pretty rare one out of the Ninja Turtles set if you're trying to get all of them. The Mud Treads edition of Ninja Turtles. So it's the only truck of the TMNT fleet that actually gets a mud release. We had a Spectre Flame release with the Raphael, the red one. So here is Michelangelo with the mud treads on there and some mud on the body. But as you can see, again, defying physics, as I talked about last time, it didn't really get much love on the front clip area, only on the top of it. So there's that. I'll let Phil and RJ talk about that. It's a pretty rare one, though. I don't see it very often.
Was this
I remember this. This was the last truck I got for the year, so I'm kind of wondering if I'm trying to remember if this was like a late release. It was not packed in with. No, I'm thinking of a different Ninja Turtle, not this one. So, but yeah, not much to say. Weird how they just kind of keep changing our band masks and bandanas, whatever Ninja Turtle fans call them. I'm offending Ninja Turtle fans there by saying that, but yeah, kind of weird how they keep changing the colors. But I guess it just kind of freshens it up a little bit, even though the real truck doesn't change.
Was this one of the last orange ones, or am I mistaken? Because I feel like it was. But it could be wrong.
One of the last ones. So there's going to be one more orange one, and then we're done with the TMNTs. For whatever reason, they end on Michelangelo again. I thought they probably would have ended on Raphael since it was the real truck. But technically, if you want to be real, this did run as a real truck. So that is okay too. But they will come back to it maybe next year, actually, or 2013, and they'll have the new TMNT logo, but it doesn't really work because the truck never even had a logo on it. So anyway, yes, you're right. It is second to last here for TMNTs. So there's that. Michelangelo, number 53 of 80 with the mud treads. And this one's a pretty important one. This is a debut casting of the Iron Man. And this was quite a truck of its day. One of my favorite superhero trucks that Moss Jam ever had. And it's a first edition. You can see there with that badge, 2011 Iron Man. I mean, for Mattel and for their castings, this is probably one of their most accurate castings of all time. They did a phenomenal job taking the real life truck into this scale and adding all the minor details that the real life truck had. I honestly don't see anything missing from my recollection of the truck. It's been a little while now since I've seen it, and it's been around. But when they first released Iron Man, this is one of the first editions of it. later on in the years, it'll keep coming back, but eventually they're going to replace this paint with decals, and it's not going to look as good. This is actually gold paint in these areas, so it's like really, really nice. But other than that, I mean, talking about this one in this time period, it's perfect. I don't have any complaints about it, and I was so happy to see this when it first popped up on eBay. And I think I even bought it on eBay because I was just too excited to have it. So Iron Man, I'll let, and Stark Industries is on there too. That's really cool. So I'll let Phil talk about Iron Man and its history, and then I'll let RJ go ahead and discuss his history with the Iron Man.
So obviously Iron Man was a new truck for 2010. We got it here in 2011. Definitely one of the big heavy hitter trucks to get in 2011. Do we have? I think we have 2 Iron Men running at this time. I think
so. Yeah.
That with Liam and
Dustin, right?
Buto?
Was it Dustin? No.
Oh, Buto? I'm getting old, folks.
Maybe Buto.
Long time ago now. No, I think this is 100% to a T, a good job on the casting. Definitely, you can tell a lot of labor of love was put into these. I mean, again, these, and we'll talk about the next truck coming up. A lot of effort put into them to make sure that they're right. Accurate, and they had the time to do it, and a lot of support. When we're done talking about the next truck, I do want to pause and talk about some stuff, but go ahead, RJ.
Well, I mean, shout out to what you said. It's for its time, pretty dang perfect. Was a great truck to see come out for the carpet leagues and whatnot. But we can go to the next one if you want to get going on something more important.
I was right. It was Leo Donnell and Scott Buto. Ha.
I was going to say Lee, but I didn't know if he drove it that early.
Oh, Lee was the first
He
truck.
was the first one, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Then I was going to say Lee. I should have said that. Yeah, Scott, I don't remember him too often in Iron Man. I always associate Iron Man immediately with Leo Donnell.
Yeah, that's what we talked about.
Yeah, it was a great truck for its time. Sorry, I was just checking out. I didn't realize, this is off topic real quick. The Saigon Shaker team just got their units in, and Spin Master did a different card back for International, which looks pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, this is a really great truck. Eventually, again, we'll see it more and more. Eventually, also, we'll see Alien Invasion with basically half of this casting and half of Alien Invasion. That's coming up in a couple of years, a couple episodes, if you want to call it that. So yeah, Iron Man, great truck, great casting, great colors, everything's spot on with it. Another superhero.
Oh, yep.
I think we've seen this one already, though. That's why it doesn't say that new editions here. So Spider-Man's back again. No, we haven't. This is new as well.
Hold on. Time out, guy.
Just go.
Yeah, Phil, go.
This is not new in the truck, but it's a new tooling.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's been so many years since we've seen Spider-Man. So that's why.
See, usually, like, they did an update with what was it, Max D? Did they say something on Max D here? I feel like they did. No, they didn't. Okay. I thought they were saying new castings for everything that was new this year, but I guess not. So that's why I got tripped up on it, because I felt like it might have been last year. So yes, another new superhero and another really accurate casting. When it comes to the superhero castings, Mattel did a pretty close or accurate job to the real life trucks. So Spider-Man's another great example of a pretty dang accurate casting. I mean, this is exactly how a real life truck looked in terms of the actual body. So Spider-Man was also a great one to see coming out. Iron Man, in my opinion, beats it out, though, because I really love all the detail on Iron Man. So in the same year, they definitely compete for the top spot of the superheroes. But yeah, this is a great truck. Obviously, eventually piloted by Barry Musauer. I'm not too sure if there's any other Spider-Man drivers. Again, I'm not too versed in that. Phil talked
any other Spider-Man drivers.
Many of them, yeah.
Yeah, but my most memorable one is Barry. So I'll let Phil tell us everyone else that drove this awesome truck.
Well, okay, to be fair, let's see how many people. Okay, so Chad Tingler drove it on the World Finals.
Correct.
Yes.
Whit Littleton was the first, and then Barry comes in. Gosh darn, who else drove the newer?
Oh, Ryan Anderson did in A Path of Destruction, I believe.
Yes, he did.
Point. Okay.
Probably Krimmel. Just.
Oh yeah, probably.
Let me look here. I checked my computer, but Microsoft is breaking it. Let's see. Tingler, Ryan Anderson. Oh, okay. So we got Frank Krimmel, Dustin Brown, John Seasock, Scott Liddycoat, and Dana Creech also had runs in this version of Spider-Man. I will tell. Oh, someone said Gary Porter. I don't think Porter drove this paint scheme. But anywho, when this Spider-Man was obviously was going to come, I think there was some great fear that they were going to use that old casting from the Small Hub days many moons ago. And, but that was not going to happen on Hot Wheels' watch. I mean, especially this year, they have the new Maximum Destruction tool. So it's just a lot of nay there. So great to have Spider-Man here. Again, this is a pretty perfect casting, and they nailed everything on here. Let RJ ramble here, then I'm going to cut back with some dialogue.
Just mainly, I was more excited to see this than Iron Man, only because I grew up seeing this body with the old paint scheme, having the toy that was not accurate, and then to get accurate body, I mean, practically accurate, pretty dang close, was very exciting for me. I Truck of the Year nominee for sure, and we'll let Phil finish. Love this truck, though.
Good golly, just Russell Snow just wrote a thesis in our group. So Iron Man and Spider-Man, when they were pegged to come out, there was a noticeable label on the trucks from the original checklist provided by Hot Wheels. Again, Hot Wheels was still involved with the community big time back then, although they didn't consume the whole toy line like they did in 2010. But they did provide the collectors with a checklist, and there was a noticeable footnote on both. I don't know what that post is either, but a notable footnote on both Spider-Man and Iron Man is that these trucks were only to be released in the United States. There was something with the copyright held by Marvel that I don't know. I may have went against I think Marvel might have had another license to do toy vehicles in like Europe and Australia. So they could not sell Iron Man and Spider-Man in, like, I know for sure Europe market. Now, I don't know if that ever held still, because I know by 2012, Iron Man and Spider-Man do appear in other countries, and then that's never a problem. But I do remember from 2011, that these were pegged for only U.S. release. I honestly do not remember if that held up or not, but that was, I know a lot of, the international collectors are panicking because these are like the two top trucks of the year, brand new everything, and I can only get in the United States, which was kind of wonky. But again, I don't know, I don't remember the update on that. So if somebody does, leave it in the comments.
Okay, so yeah, Spider-Man, again, a really good addition. I'm glad they did not use that old cheetah body. That would have been a Team Men's 2017 style throwback there, but I'm glad that it got the casting it deserves. Sadly, I guess I'll just insert it here because it's better to, nip it in the bud here. There's no editions of Hulk or the Thor, and those were pretty awesome. So,
well, hold on, tinfoil man. They didn't even run yet at this time.
Okay, I'm just saying coming up. If we don't ever discuss it again, which I don't know if
we will, because there's other Marvel trucks that are coming.
Oh yeah, Captain America. Anyway, for those ones that thought or never knew about this old series, or if you're a new watcher, just to kind of die down the hype on the potential of that happening, it sadly did not. But we'll talk about that later on. So time flies. Again, back and returning from the 2010 series. That was a pretty big addition last time. And there's actually a variation with this one here. You can see it actually has auto care towing on the back, which is it is the Raymer's business, right? It's not a contracting business with them.
No, that's the Kelvin's towing company.
Cool. Making sure that was correct. Okay, yeah. So that's his company there. That tiny little decal on this post, which is the main support, which is really cool. Other than that, there's nothing different. They still painted the zoomies or the headers on the motor, so that could have been something they maybe could have painted chrome, but they did not. Other than that, I think it's the last time we see Time Flies, and they didn't really use this casting to its full potential.
Which is so weird. It's like we went over all sorts of hills to get Time Flies, and we got more like Screaming Demons than Time Flies. And I don't think I don't think even Jay Snyder asked for that many Screaming Demons. So it was very strange how the fate of Time Flies just fades really quickly out of such fanfare from the year before in Hot Wheels' eyes.
I agree with that. We should have got more of it, no doubt.
Yeah, so I agree. And there is, I mean, I don't think this is pretty far out from the yellow body. I don't think that the yellow body was around for Hot Wheels Monster Jam era. I can't recall when
If it was, it would have been like the last year.
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
2019. Yeah, you know what? No, 2018. So it would have been like right at the end. So would have, but there you could have easily got a wildflower out on this tool.
Yes, I
made it
totally agree. Even though it's the wrong casting, it would match with the Mattel style, which would be to put Wildflower on that same casting. It could have worked. And I could have swore that they wanted to do it for 2018 along with Saigon Shaker. Those two just never came out. And they have no excuse for not doing the original Time Flies. That could have been done in the next 7 years, the span of 7 years, a retro flashback truck. Just toss it to the line, use that chassis modification and that body for something good. But this is the last time we will see Time Flies. It's only 2 years of it. So there it is, Time Flies. I will still say this is much better than the Spin Master one, and I hope that in the future we do get those other 2 Time Flies, the black and the silver original one from Spin, hopefully with a new casting. I don't like theirs. But this
actually, we do get a Time Flies in 2012, but it has no change from the 2011.
Okay, so we'll come back.
By the way, just to run you over real quick again, the other, I think Kelvin's name is on this current the 2011 one too, on the driver door.
Oh, okay. We probably won't be able to see.
So, but you can't see it in our pictures.
Yeah, just can't. Okay, so next up, 57, another Travel Treads, and I talked about this truck specifically when we looked at the Spectraflame, and probably was, I think, last year. So Iron Warrior, this is the normal edition body of it, but you'll never see this truck normally in a singles main line. You're going to see it in a special series one time, and that's it. They never get this out publicly, mainline singles, ever. It's only ever in a modified form. So either you get a Spectraflame, which is a modified paint color, or you get a Travel Treads, which is obviously a modified tire, wheel, chassis, or you get the Easter edition, which you'll see in a moment, which is normal, but it's not very easy to come by. So I think it's actually in this episode, but here is Iron Warrior Travel Treads. It has a blue chassis, the black roll cage, and then the normal decals on a normal paint scheme. Man, this was really rough for this body's color to decal match. I didn't realize how bad that was. I mean, even here. So not the best matching. I feel like this is not centered either, but anyway. Yeah, just a kind of odd decal layout for this truck. I'll let Phil maybe chime in on.
I'm seeing the same. I have the same opinions. Maybe that's just ours. I'm sure there's probably some more crisp ones out there. But no, you hit it on the head there. I've been saying it for so many episodes. If you're gonna have a new truck, it needs to come out straight up first.
Sorry about that. Studio.
Needs to come out straight up first before you start ripping the tires off of it and things like that. But this is a good placeholder because it's not for another year till we actually get that standard. I think, right? It's not until another year till we get that standard Iron Warrior. But there's too many bells and whistles to get there. But hey, I guess it's cool. You get the blue frame in there that only Iron Warrior has.
Yeah, you can see it a lot more in this one. But interesting travel tread. Didn't mind it. Never mind any of these. Like I said, we should have something like this today. But good stuff.
Yeah. So I totally agree with Phil, and I did last time with the new trucks being normal, at least the first time out. Yeah. This is not something that we'll ever see with Mattel. We're going to see a lot of trucks that have the same fate here. Luckily, Iron Warrior was one of the lucky ones where it did get a normal release, but there's going to be some trucks that do not have that generous reissue with the normal trucks. So there is Iron Warrior, and next up is another Spectraflame edition, and that is the Destroyer. So it's got a really nice cherry red. I love the red colors for Spectraflame. So it's one of the more noticeable ones. I absolutely love how it looks. It is that newer body, and there it is. So there's the Destroyer. I need to actually respond to a message. So Phil, take that over there in RJ.
Yeah, is that?
I got it sitting right on my shelf, Phil. So it's a nice truck. I like it.
Can you pull it off the shelf and show it to all the fans?
Oh my goodness, yes.
While RJ is roaming around his room there, we've said in the past a lot of Spectre Flames, the red colors are a lot of the stronger ones that can get Spectre Flames. I think Destroyers is one of the highlights. I'll put RJ up here full screen here.
Oh, that's bad. I was trying to get some. Hang on. There we go. See, that cherry red, guys, looks good.
Yeah, no, I think it's a very strong color. Oh, I'm breaking everything. There you go. All right. Yeah. Again, the reds are very strong colors, and I think Destroyers is one of the better ones because Destroyer has a great graphic package, and I think it just complements the reds very well. Maybe if this was like, I'm picturing like our X-Racers Destroyer from 2006. I think with the X-Racer body has the same shade of red as this, at least in my opinion. But I think this is a better execution because obviously, for one, it's not see-through, but because this is, it's that loud graphic package with the battleship and the boat and the water and everything, compared to just some flames and generic monster truck noises. So this is probably one of the better Spectre Flames.
Yeah, this one is definitely one of my favorites. Clearly, it's how many years old and still on the shelf. But it just looks good. This color in these trucks never disappoint.
Yeah. So Destroyer, another really good Spectre Flame edition. And another one off the list of the final Spectre Flames. I think it might be next year that we see the end of Spectre Flame. I feel like that's coming up to an end. So one of the last ones here. Another mud truck, not as important, so we won't spend much time on it. It's the Dalmatian. So I'm looking at my shelf. I think Dalmatian is the only one that gets mud truck from the Monster Mud fleet. So here's the one-timer. Obviously, again, seeing Dalmatian becoming the superior Monster Mud of the fleet. This continues on until this day now, where they use Dalmatian over normal Monster Mud and Rottweiler, both in the main field. So Dalmatian starting to take that strong presence in the line. Not very much mud. I mean, they actually got on the front clip properly. I like that. So, it's pretty basic, a little bit there on the nose, a little bit there on the tailgate, and enough on the fenders. So it's like a dusty Monster Mud, not too heavy there. If you guys want to talk about this one, you can, but I feel like it's not.
No, there's nothing really. I mean, unfortunately, with the mud trucks, it's like once you said it once, there's not really too much stuff going on. And oh man, Mr. Ramirez is in the comments. Tyler, we changed clocks over the weekend, so
he's in Korea.
To stay current to what we're all running with, so we don't have to get fancy with times.
Man, I hate daylight saving time.
We don't change clocks in Arizona, so that's not a problem. But
I think we're supposed to try to change that soon. Hopefully, I don't know. It's bad.
If anyone really, because this Dalmatian mud truck is kind of boring. So
so
talk about clocks a little bit. Yeah, look up why we change clocks in society. It's such an old school thing, and I would not be shocked in our lifetimes if we stopped changing clocks because it's very old school and it really serves no purpose anymore.
I mean, if we're canceling stuff, we can cancel some time changes.
I thought there was a proposal to do it. It has to be done through constitutional. Or not constitutional, through the Senate, I think, or all that stuff. So it takes a lot to change that law. But I thought they passed something that got it at least closer to that. But it's crazy. I wake up too early now and I go to bed too late. It's just the time change. I hate it. But yeah, sorry, Tyler. Daylight saving time, especially here in California, really messed up some stuff. So there's Dalmatian. Next up is I feel like we already seen Driving School. Have we? Yeah, we have. Okay, so Driving School back again. We will see it this year and next year. Next year we'll have a variation, which is the last time we'll see it. But Driving School is back again, so we won't really go into it. If you want to hear about Driving School, I think it's in 2000. Is it
2010? We get the glory of 2010. But this is what I mean. We talked about how we get the same originals reran here. We couldn't have given. This was current Hot Wheels monster trucks. We more than likely would have gotten this in a bright pink color the second year or something, just to make it a little different. Yeah. Or no, we would have got the same re-release. It kind of goes either or.
Yeah. But, or it's got demolition tires on it.
Yeah. Or we put treads on them the size of Kilimanjaro. So.
Yeah.
Oh well.
So Driving School, really cool model though, and again we'll see it in 2012 in a 3 or 4 pack with some real printing and headlights. which will be pretty nice. And then that's the last time we'll see it. We also saw this debut in 2010, the Felon. So if you guys didn't get a Felon or you want one with the Advanced Auto Parts Monster Jam logo, another chance to get that. I don't think there's anything different. Actually, yes, the chassis changed to chrome. So that's a variation. If you guys are true variant collectors, that's something you're going to need to get, which is now something that I need to find. I hate when I discover things like that. Number 62 is the last time we're going to see the special, what is this thing called? Dairy delivery. Man, I'm losing all my Hot Wheels logic. The dairy delivery for Hot Wheels Monster Jam. So don't worry, it'll be back. You'll see it again in Hot Wheels Monster Trucks more times than ever. But the last Hot Wheels Monster Jam era dairy delivery truck is the special delivery. And I loved this one. This is a really cool original. Again, using that casting that they already have used on the Utter Madness. They didn't really use it for anything else. So it's kind of a 3 and done deal with this casting. It does appear in 124 scale as well, which is pretty cool. I don't think they made Utter Madness in 124 scale, so it's a one-time deal for that at least. But yeah, it's a pretty cool thing. Anytime, anything, anytime, anywhere. Just like a mail truck theme, and it's really awesome. You can see Not Fragile, obviously monster trucks with that cool stamp. Those are really awesome in the letter envelope. Really awesome red windshield, all that stuff. So yeah, special delivery, a one-timer here for this original series. And I'll let Phil and
go back to that roof, that stamp. I'm pretty sure that stamp everybody gets on their packages from the Monster Jam Superstore. Boom!
Anyway, so your opinions on the truck?
Nice.
Hey, so their delivered is a reason why it's one of Hot Wheels' big juggernauts, and it gets used in every single Hot Wheels anything forever. And now with the monster trucks, we get it in everything. It's an iconic truck. There's so many different uses for it, and our first truck was like a milk deal with Utter Madness, even though the green color was kind of weird. Now looking back on a milk truck, the green didn't make much sense.
Yeah.
We do get the milk monster Hot Wheels monster trucks, which is more appropriate, but this is a great fit too. I mean, you picture a mail truck and you picture a big van or even like those little custom thingamajiggies. They do kind of look like a dairy delivery. So it's a great execution. I thumbs up. And I do think it is, again, with the originals, it's like we went full send on them, and then we really scaled it back right afterwards. And then by 2012, it's really neutered. And I think dairy delivery is one we probably should have seen every year. Every year. You should have seen it every year.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I mean, I agree 100%. It's one of those that I thought we would never see come back. Clearly, we saw it come back. But honestly, out of favorite paint schemes it's had, this is one of them, because I did like Utter Madness, but the green on a milk truck, I'm like, I feel that's smart. Why would a milk truck be green and not white? But
I just anyway. Thought of that. Yeah.
This I did like this one though. Milk truck for the win.
Yeah.
I see some banner in the comments talk about Mark Schrader. Mark Schrader never left Monster Jam, folks. He ran shows in 2019, and he was scheduled for shows in 2020 before the pandemic. So Mark Schrader never left, and he's still very much involved, even though he's no longer the owner of Devastator. So, read the results, kids.
Okay, so 63, another new travel tread. This is the El Toro Loco, the maroon body, again, they're obsessed with. Nothing new about it besides that Monster Jam logo change. Man, those teeth are really stretched out there. They're going to the front lip. But it's unfortunate to have to see this thing so many times. I don't think we're going to see an update until like 2016. So get used to it. You're going to see this with every single El Toro Loco up until that point. Eventually, in the near future, I think 2014, we're going to see a new casting. They're going to remove that ear, which was something that they stopped using, pretty sure, a long time before this. So this is going to finally get removed. The horns are going to become a more stable piece in the middle. And so that's going to be the new update. But El Toro Loco, there's travel treads. I don't think we really have anything else to say about that.
No, we do see the El Toro travel tread for like ever, though. So.
That's what I was going to say, too. Yeah, so this is going to be like a repetitive cycle here of El Toro Loco. And now we have another new Spectre Flame, I believe, which is the Obsession. which is really cool. One of, I think, Levi, if you're in the comments, I think this is Levi's favorite. I think I recall him saying that. But this was an awesome one to get and have. I love how they just changed the blue to yellow, and it's just a completely different look for it. So there's that. And Phil, if you want to talk about this a little more, I know we talked about Obsession.
This is one of the poster child trucks for needs to come out normal before junking it up, because this is the only time we see this Obsession scheme. And we get it as Spectre Flame, which is okay. There's a 124, but like this is the huge thumbs down on that fact. And they have to choose a color like yellow, which we've talked about the yellows in the past and the future. How they're just not really good when you try to alter them. So yeah, I mean, you could definitely tell this is a Spectre Flame, but what a horrible, horrible decision to give us Obsession bright yellow in all its glory and make it Spectre Flame. I hope I'll have to talk to Mr. Wrong Way Rick to make sure he didn't like specifically request for a Spectre Flame. I don't think Rick would know what that is, but this is a horrible, horrible choice here, and this is one that just still kicks me because this is the start of when we get these Obsession racing trucks that they just start making no sense, and this is one of them right here.
Because wasn't the real life truck neon like fluorescent yellow, Phil?
It was as yellow as my shirt.
Yeah. Okay. And yeah, like the 124 looks way better than this one. This was like the biggest, like, heck yeah. Oh dang. Like, yeah, I agree. Back to Phil, and regular trucks need to come out before a special edition.
Yeah, I think this is probably one of the most extreme examples of them doing a special edition before a normal truck. Usually it's mud treads. Usually it's a modified wheel or color of the wheel or rim or whatever. But this was like a wow factor in that land of doing something one time and never doing it again correctly. So yeah, a sad release here. I mean, a great release, but sad after the fact.
Yeah,
in 2012, you're gonna be looking back and be like, oh gosh, what happened here? So I hope that eventually Team Obsession will sign on with Spin, so maybe we'll get those schemes that we never got and the newer ones as well. But for now, we're stuck with this as our only yellow Obsession from those times, and it's a shame because they had a lot of sponsors too that they could have got on the right body. But yeah, there's number 64, the Obsession, and now number 65, a new mud tread, which is it a new mud? Yeah, it's a new mud tread, which we saw a new release of it, the actual new design release, I believe in 2010. I think it was in 2010 that we saw this come out. But this is the new Airborne Ranger with the mud. You can't see the mud because it's already a kind of a camo scheme. Yeah. Like a little bit on the tailgate there, not much on the hood. This was a pretty useless mud tread.
That is a good point.
It's yeah, it's probably one of the most useless ones.
Yeah, that was.
This guy from Microsoft says, "I was happy to help you." He didn't help me.
Oh,
he just said it's taking too long. I gotta go.
He's got to watch the podcast. That's why he's not paying attention.
Yeah, he's like, Phil, I gotta go watch it, man.
And it says contact Google.
All right, contact Google then.
Tell them about the pod too.
Another thing that we discussed about Airborne Ranger was that the tooling that the 124 scale got never was translated into 164 scale. So we're stuck with this Chevy body with when the truck looks nothing like this. So here it is, and you know it just didn't make sense to do a mud tread of it. So I do recall this one being a peg warmer at the time. Another peg warmer as well. I recall this one very specifically in my area, in my stores, Sudden Impact, which you've seen for the last couple of years. Just making a random return in the singles. So again, this. You want to talk about this one?
What?
No.
Yes, I do.
Oh, okay, yes.
It didn't have to be this way, Ryan. First of all, for the variant collectors, there's a logo variant on.
Okay, there's a logo variant.
Let's zoom in on that back little tailgate there. There's a little red logo.
Where, this thing?
Nope, go back up.
Oh, you said the tailgate, didn't you?
Oh, sorry, a bedside.
I'm this slow. Thing.
Yeah, see that little red guy?
Oh, yeah.
Red Cat.
Yep.
Red Cat's an RC company who produced a monster truck RC called Ground Pounder.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they ran Ground Pounder as a real truck. Ground Pounder was supposed to be here. The Ground Pounder was on the original list. It was 100% planned. Ground Pounder did not make the final cut because conflicts of interest is what the story being told because Red Cat's an RC company and Hot Wheels is a toy company. Now, that makes no sense. We've gotten the Traxxas T-Max from this same team back in 2005 and 6. And I very much doubt a high-performance RC company is in competition with a toy vehicle company. Yeah. But nonetheless, that was the reason given. This was the compromise, putting the Red Cat logo in all its small glory on the re-released Sudden Impact. But when people ask what was the truck that was supposed to come out in 2011, the answer was Ground Pounder. And this was supposed to be Ground Pounder.
Yep. Yeah, I do recall seeing Ground Pounder on TV and in the yearbook, and I was always wondering when that was going to come out. I saw the customs of it. That now settles that long.
Yeah, it says unless Ground Pounder was sponsored by the RC company. It was, Tyler, it was Red Cat. That was like, Traxxas, their truck was T-Max. Red Cat, their truck was Ground Pounder. So there was no work around it.
Yeah, so Ground Pounder, unfortunately, never comes out. Like you said, a great truck that could have. I mean, it would have been a great addition. But there's some impact again for you. Predator is back. I believe this is the same body, same body. I know they changed the roll cage. Clearly, it's not blue, but I don't feel like they've changed anything on the body here, unless it says something else. Looks the same to me.
Well, this is the first time we get a clean Predator with this black chassis because there's always the blue. The previous year, we get it as Spectra Flame, but with the black chassis. But now this is standard Predator black chassis. So variant collectors needed. And I think, like I said, the pattern on the side of Predator was a little different than that the one that we were getting for the last couple of years. So it's for variant collectors, 100% going to need it. Maybe some of the other people, but it's an easy one to miss too.
Yeah, it definitely is an easy one to miss.
Yeah, so Predator, another Screaming Demon. So this is another release of Screaming Demon. All Screaming Demons, for whatever reason, if you leave their roll cage in direct sunlight for even like an hour, it's going to turn like this white powdery edition, and then it's going to collapse and like disintegrate. So don't do that if you have one of these. It's very hard to find a loose one that's not doing that. So just a defective truck. It's always been, it always will be. So take care of your Screaming Demons if you care about it that much. But here's another release for you. If you messed it up, you get another chance at having a normal one. And then another new travel tread, which is the Batman. We're seeing the two-time champion, racing champion, World Finals logo up there. I think it was the Spectra Flame one that didn't have that. But they brought it back for this edition.
Mud truck or whatever came first.
Yeah,
I don't remember what came first. I just do have to say with the travel treads, again, there's not a lot to talk about with these. I do applaud them for going after different molds and making them travel treads. I know sometimes at these segments, they really just stick to the obligatory Gravedigger than anything with like a pickup or SUV. Travel treads, all the 3D bodies got a good shake at it. So it was well diverse in the travel treads. I will say that.
Flatbread, travel tread.
Here we go.
But yeah, I mean, it's cool to see. Agreed. It's not just one truck in a line. It is a plethora of different kinds, and that's very cool to see. From Independence to company trucks to the Gravediggers to Iron Warriors. Good stuff. Like I said, we need to have more of it.
Yeah. So there's Batman. And another new mud tread, which is the Gunslinger. We've talked about this one a lot because of the scheme and the significance of the scheme. But this mud tread, again, they keep using schemes that have too close to a mud palette style. You can't tell this is a mud tread. I mean, barely like this area here. It just looks like a blurry graphics truck. They didn't even really, I mean, where is the mud? These tiny spots.
It's almost to the point with the mud, it's called, was it mud trucks?
Yeah, mud trucks. Yeah, it's gonna be.
You're basically buying them for the mud tread at this point.
Yeah, I mean they really didn't go heavy on this at all.
It's only the second year of the mud, so I mean it's a worthy line. It's just like I think what people were expecting, like when people used to make like the mud customs, and people still do, obviously. It's like they were expecting the whole thing to just be like drenched, like in a mud bog, and that's just not. Can't even read the truck at that point. You can call this Screaming Demon. You want to know if it had that much mud on it.
Yeah, I agree, and I think with the Spin Master ones, the dirty to clean, wash off the mud. They should have gone heavier with it, and they should have also done on the chassis everything else. But then you talk about a bigger price point, so there's kind of it's just a weird thing. You have to play in the middle of it all, where you cover too much with the normal, you can't take it off, or you cover it little but have the mud. I think we'll get to it eventually. I think the more recent Monster Dirt playsets have pretty muddy vehicles in them. They did a pretty good job with it, but with the Mattel ones, we're not going to see too much mud on most schemes. Sometimes you will, but sometimes you won't. And usually when you see it with a lot of mud, it's a truck that's only going to come out in a mud truck series with a first-time body. So it's just so weird. It's a weird trade-off with these guys. RJ, do you have something to say about this one?
I think they should have used brown chassis, kind of like what Dirty to Clean are doing now. It's just something to help cost, but make it look muddy.
Yeah. So there's Gunslinger, and this is probably one of the most significant trucks we're going to talk about today. When I first saw, actually, I'll tell you when I first saw Mohawk Warrior, because we actually became good friends with George Belhan, me and my dad. When I first saw Mohawk Warrior, it was in the commercial for, what's the video game this came out in? Is it Urban Assault? Or
Path of
Destruction, yeah. So I saw the commercial with George Belhan, and I saw the truck in the commercial. It was the first time I ever heard of Mohawk Warrior, and I was like, oh my god, it would be so cool if they do a Hot Wheels Monster Jam truck of it that year. And then I finally saw this on eBay, and I went to Target the same day, and I found them the pegs, and I was like, that's insane. So it's like same day find, and it became quickly one of my favorite Hot Wheels Monster Jam trucks at the time. Then again, we became friends with George Belhan after he went to my dad's bar and sat down and he served him with Candice Jolly. So that was pretty awesome. So we became really good friends with those two drivers. And after, we didn't really become super close with Candice, but George for a long time until he left Monster Jam, we were great friends. So that was an awesome, meaningful truck for me and a great first edition of 2011. You can say what you want about it, the Mohawk size, the casting, but it was a great release for its first time debut here. But I think we should, and I'll let Phil start the discussion, kind of dive deep into this casting change for this SUV, specifically only used for Mohawk Warrior. And I'll let Phil take that one over there.
Yeah, and I know you were circling that front grille. It's like we kind of had the precursor to that with the arachnophobia that looks like a shoe.
Yeah.
And then that grille, you see a lot of it, especially when we get the universal truck mold a couple of years from now, where it just that's just the generic grille. Yep. So here it is again with Mohawk Warrior. Good choice, obviously, to make it. It's a whole new tool. I mean, granted, I'm not quite sure how you would use the existing SUV and be able to stick a Mohawk on it. I've never really kind of acknowledged if the Mohawk was too big on this or not. I thought it was always appropriate. This truck was always supposed to be loud and proud. The whole purpose of this was because Escalade can never be made. I saw it's in the comments here, why wouldn't you ever get Escalade? Well, Escalade is a copyright with Cadillac, and that was just never going to fly. It was something they could never get permission to do. And even with the real-life truck, there was like a puff truck of Escalade, but they had to be really like specific of certain things to make with Escalade. And George, at this point, really all the Escalade fans were the members of his Mohawk Nation. Yep. He was the Mohawk Warrior. So it made so much sense. Like, why are we still running this Escalade when we can make this loud and obnoxious Mohawk truck and make money off of it? And they had the hats with the Mohawk on it. I have the George Belhan action figure up there. It was some stuff they just, the bare minimum they could never do with Escalade, they could do with Mohawk Warrior, and why not have it in style? So it's obviously great to see. This is definitely a truck of the year candidate for everybody. One thing I know, obviously because of the Mohawk, it's so big. For one, has a choking hazard label on there because the Mohawk is easy to disattach or also put back on. It's not like the Toro Loco horns. Once it's gone, it's gone. But that's why there's a choking hazard on this, unlike the El Toros, because this could be ripped off and put back on pretty easily. But also because it's so big, and that's why it's on the base that you would see with like backwards bob and like your old undercovers and tilt-offs, hooks and stuff. So
yeah.
Shocks. So yeah, A+ here. We're gonna see so many Mohawk Warriors. I'm sure you guys know the whole, the further stories of Mohawk. The first run was on the Obsessed chassis and the Encore and the Mohawk was like, when the truck was first coming out, they're trying to, Mohawk immediately was like flattened before the truck even hit a jump. It was really testing on how, and then even when it went over to Europe that summer, just trying to figure out how to make that Mohawk skin up. But by the time it ran its first competitive year in 2011,
all good.
They knew how to keep that Mohawk straight.
They had the industrial hair gel, and they were all good. But yeah, this truck when it came out, man, woo! Truck of the year for sure. All those years of taking your Sharpie and blacking out an SUV to making an Escalade, you don't have to worry about that anymore. You got this big old Mohawk on top of this truck. This good truck, good truck for the time. And as we go on, there's different ones, and it's kind of a peg and this and that, and it's not that great. But the first release, nothing like the first time.
No, it was great. And the funny thing, they were talking about the Mohawks, and we'll talk about this again later on when we come to Fire Nights. But at All-Star Challenge, when they had that Fire Mohawk, I thought it was going to crumble when Bryce hit that whatever corkscrew, whatever he's trying to do, and it hit the ground. It didn't. So yeah, these Mohawks did become pretty indestructible as time went on. Even the fire foam or whatever the heck that thing was.
Yeah, that one wasn't meant to last past that weekend, so they did a pretty good job there too.
Yeah, that lasted. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, it's going to break. Oh, it didn't break. Yeah. The body sustained more damage than the Mohawk, and I thought that thing was doomed. But yeah, those Mohawks are pretty tough stuff. So yeah, there's the Mohawk Warrior. Again, it's nice to have it now, but we're going to see it a lot in the upcoming future. So this is an interesting one. It's listed as a Spectre Flame, but it is not a Spectre Flame. It is also a very rare variation of this truck because it has a black roll cage with a normal body, and it's the only time we actually get it normally with a black roll cage. So King Crunch back again with the same decal layout, just the change in roll cage and that weird label that was not really true at all. So Phil, do you have any idea why?
I don't know where what happened here. As far as I remember, that original checklist was supposed to be a Spectre Flame. I just don't know what happened to maybe because it's not like we have the rims or anything. It's like this is just a standard truck. Again, for variant collectors and stuff, it's not on that blue infantile color there. So this is a much needed have, but I do not know official reason why this did not come out Spectre Flame.
That always bugged me. That always bugged me badly. But that was my OCD complaint back in the day was this. But, not bad. I liked it. I got it. I just didn't like how we had the falsy advertisement on the front.
Yeah, so for variation collectors, though, this is a pretty hard one to track down. I think I might still be looking for this one, too. I'm not too sure. I might have knocked that one off the list. But anyway, we're turning on to the Blacksmith. This one, we've seen it before, and we're seeing it again.
Yeah, the first time in a long time.
Yeah, I was going to say.
When we get the classic version that people didn't even know existed. So this is really the Blacksmith everybody knows and loves, and we get it here. It's not labeled as, classic lines was one and done there. So this is just your standard Blacksmith. It says Advanced Auto Parts on it now, and it's on your plastic frame because last time we got this, it was all metal frame stuff. So, right. And it's another one of those cases we talk about newer collectors coming into it. If you weren't around in 2006 when this last came out, that was a long time ago now. Yeah. So it's a good chance to get an old classic that, even though Blacksmith is nowhere near running at this time, it's still in the yearbook and everything. So it's still out in the public eye. That's part of keeping the trademark alive. But
is it still on the trademark currently? No. On the listed ones, at least on the new Spin Master.
I don't know. Do I have a spin? Oh, I have the ride truck here. I'll take it.
No, it's not. The oldest one I can see here is Bulldozer. That's unfortunate.
No, well, I got my ride truck from 2020 here. It says we got 2020. You have a 2021?
I have a 2021 Zombie here. Yeah.
Oh, that's why. I'm looking at the 2020. I see Blacksmith on here. Bulldozer, Dragon's Breath, El Diablo.
I don't see Dragon's Breath in here either.
Usually you see Afterburner on these. I'm not seeing Afterburner. Zombie is on here.
That's gone too. They might have just expired. They might have just expired.
Rage and Steel. Do I need to go run after Rage and Steel?
So the weird thing with if they expired, that's that's the weird thing with these marks and everything. If Blacksmith truly expired, I have like no doubt a guy like Zane Ratu or Mike Harper will be running Blacksmith like tomorrow. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah, I don't.
That's interesting.
They
Yeah,
they might have ran out of space. They got a lot going on there, but
Yeah,
I don't see
there is.
I don't see Afterburner or Blacksmith on there. Tyler just asked Inferno.
Inferno was on like 2020.
Inferno's no longer on here either.
Oh boy, hot diggity dog! I'm going after Rage of Steel, boys.
I doubt they're expired, guys.
Yeah, they might just not have the room to list them out. So anyway, next up is this is a first time, I believe.
Woo!
No?
I'm on a crazy train. Okay, sorry.
Is this the first time? I feel
Yes,
like it is.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yeah, they're not labeling it, so they just kind of do half labeled, half not. Crazy Train. This actually has the new graphic system. I can tell by how dull it looks, but here it is, Crazy Train, great independent, and obviously it doesn't have a 3D train body eventually in real life, but I'll let Phil talk about this one. Pretty interesting.
Off the rails on the.
Sorry, I just decided to make the genius idea of logging into the Hot Wheels Collectors forum, and they've completely changed the entire website.
Actually, one sec. Someone asked backwards, Bob. That's still an active trademark. I mean, they just made one last year.
Well,
yes.
yeah, well, it's
Yeah,
on
obviously.
here.
We're
So-
talking about Rage of Steel, people. I'm just kidding.
And obviously, Bulldozer's also active right here. So there's that. Okay, Phil.
Okay, so Crazy Train is a teammate to Aftershock. Very much a Toyota scheme. We obviously get the full-blown train body on this truck, like probably the next year. This is a very loud and proud, although this design is very much Hot Wheels helping hand on, just like the Aftershock scheme that we get next year. I think that's really kind of the base scheme that we get till like today, really, just slight updates. Hot Wheels had their hand in it. The real Crazy Train didn't look quite as bold as this one, but it's for the best. I think this is a much stronger scheme. Looks perfect on the toy. All the colors match everything here. Real travesty, as time goes on, we don't get the 3D train Crazy Train, which does stink in that, the Crazy Train's still running today with its new teammate Plane Crazy. So I'm sure we'll see a plane body on that truck sooner rather than later. But yeah, first one for Crazy Train. It's a great independent to have on your Carpet League there, and I'm sure RJ is going to talk about Carpet League.
Well, actually, I was going to say this one was very nice because this was part of the Freestyle Mania tour at the time, which I believe came to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma this year. So seeing this truck in person and then getting the toy the same year was very nice. But yes, a great addition to the Carpet Leagues, of course. Any new truck is always a good thing to see. And I did like this scheme. I like the train body more, but.
All right, I got into the Hot Wheels forum. We always have to check because sometimes sneaky things get posted in there, and this is just my reminder.
Okay, so yeah, Crazy Train. RJ, where you finished? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
No,
So yeah,
I'm not sorry.
Crazy Train. We never do see that 3D train front end, but maybe one day, maybe semester, if that's still an active contract, which I think it would be. I mean, 2011 is not that long ago. So, 10 years ago. But trucks,
okay, backdraft.
Yeah, backdraft. Spectacular Flame. It's red.
Is he talking?
Uh-oh. Ryan.
Still using that. Yeah, still using that.
We didn't hear anything you said.
Yeah,
Am I not here?
You're here now,
Can you hear
but
me
you're
now?
going to have to restart.
Yeah, you're good now, but you got to say everything again.
Okay, all I was saying was it's the same Hot Wheels based design paint scheme on the Spectra Flame. Pretty cool one. The red's awesome for the fire truck look, but it's a pretty basic scheme. So that's all I really have to say about it. Phil, RJ, go ahead and figure out what else to say about this thing.
I mean, it's red.
Go ahead.
No, it's red. It's the best color they could have used. At least it's not yellow. But go ahead, Phil.
Yeah. No. Again, those red ones are the best, and I think so. We're talking about the Destroyer scheme. I thought was like the old scheme would look bland on Spectra Flame. This backdraft looks a lot better because the flames I think are just a lot stronger, deeper yellow orange. So yeah, it makes Tyler's hit it right in the nail there. It makes it really pop, and I like it. Hey, cool. Checking these forums. If you guys got an Aldi store in your area, there's Hot Wheels monster truck shippers with that goofy Bigfoot and the new drag bus. So that's something I learned too. I didn't see anybody put that on Facebook yet. So if you got an Aldi store nearby, they got monster trucks.
Now I got to go look for that.
I know I haven't found that case either. All right, so Backdraft, a nice one. Love the red. And Aftershock is back again. I feel like this is the first time we're seeing with yellow rims, but we've seen so many of them. So it could be. I think the white rims was the last time we saw this, Phil, if I'm correct here.
Well, the yellow's a new color here. This is the debut for yellow.
Yeah, I was going to say the last time we saw was white, right?
Right, yeah. So yeah, but it's the same scheme. Obviously, it updates the Save Vance Auto Parts Monster Jam. But the next year, we do get a new Aftershock scheme. So look forward to that. This is your one chance to get it in yellow, so you can have it match with your white and chrome from the previous years.
Yep. Can't top that. Phil was 2 on point.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So we're going to go strong here. This one's a pretty exciting one, and it's been a long time since we've seen this specific truck. If load. Give it a second. Okay, here we go. Almost there. This one at least. Can you guys hear me?
Roll. We can hear you. Kind of.
You know what? Okay, I'm going to be a team player here.
Oh, Little Miss. Yes, sir.
I can't hear Ryan. I'm going to remove him.
Wow. Little Miss Dangerous, folks, is what this truck is, if it'll load.
Okay, now I'm going to add him back. Nope.
There it is.
Where I took my camera off. Can you hear me?
I did, because I didn't hear anything you were saying, so for the betterment of society.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me now? It's kind of stormy out here. That's probably why.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Hey, you know what? No. Leave the studio and come back, just so we're all safe.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
No, I'm not doing this. This is an important truck.
All right,
Yeah, it is.
Be right back.
All right. Well, when Ryan's going to come back, we're staring at Little Miss Dangerous' high maintenance. So that's a loaded name. But that is the name of the truck. Obviously, high maintenance is probably the more indicator. Little Miss Dangerous is the more prominent, the established name. Ryan's probably going to come. Is he back now?
There he is.
I think. Oh, no. No, he ain't back yet. Well, I guess we can talk on this Dangerous here a little bit more.
This is a really, I love this truck as much as Mohawk Warrior when it came out, because I never found the original Little Miss Dangerous, so.
Yeah, so if anyone remembers the original Little Miss Dangerous came out in 2003, that was a one-time release. That's why that truck's already sought after. This one is too, although we do get it as an edge glow, and I don't know if we get this specific one again, as a standard.
I think it's the same.
Oh, we completely lost him. Well, let's talk about Little Miss Dangerous some more. So it was cool to have it come back. That was always the one thing when they first came out, the Little Miss Dangerous, how they used the Blacksmith casting, and it was really cool how we can try to use some of these castings we have. And same principle here. It's obviously Blacksmith, the Captain's Curse land, but Little Miss Dangerous high maintenance is still running strong. Jocelyn Perrin. Really more active in Monster Jam at this point. There's some periods of times that you see her a lot of Monster Nationals is a big promoter she was with. And now she ran a lot of Monster Jam here. Her truck always had a lot of flares to it. Is Ryan back?
Had the confetti cannon in it too.
Yeah, confetti cannon.
T-shirt shooter, same thing.
Yeah, so Captain's Curse had the T-shirt cannon in the back. Little Miss Dangerous shot confetti. Boom confetti the whole time.
Boom confetti.
Is Ryan here?
No,
Ryan is not here. Well, gee, RJ, talk about Little Dangerous more. I'll try to get my screen to share here.
Just that truck that year was very nice. To see. As I've stated, I couldn't find the original one, so seeing that come out and getting it, and I think I got the edge glow too because it was just so important. It was very cool. Enjoyed the fact that they reused the bodies, like you said. I think I even took a Blacksmith and tried to make it Little Miss Dangerous a long time ago because I couldn't find the original one. So,
so I'm going to pull up. Ryan just sent a message here. He's going to reset his Wi-Fi, so he'll be back on here pretty soon. If I can share my tab just so we can get it's a picture on here. If anybody has any questions about 2011 right now, because I'm sure Ryan's going to want to talk about Little Miss Dangerous, so I'm not going to like speed ahead of some of the other trucks. So
we won't.
Oh, you know what's cool? This was purple on purple, so it had a purple chassis and a purple frame.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of loud colors. If you guys have been listening a lot, you know that I've been a big fan of a lot of the loud colors, and this one is no exception. It's really loud and proud. One thing I will say, I wish this truck was a little more consistent. But obviously, it doesn't consistently run Monster Jam as frequent. But I will say this truck ran a lot of different schemes over the years, and were really kind of fun. Got a picture like a Slick Willie or a Little Miss Dangerous 2, Willie Bad, or numerous Little Miss Dangerous schemes. So,
yeah, I mean, they could have done a lot with it, but they chose not to, probably because it didn't run enough. But when it was there, it was a key truck to get, and this green was fluorescent and wonderful.
Yeah, so the base color is green. Ryan always talks about a lot, kind of like where we put the decals and the tampos on it. It can look kind of wonky. I know on the tailgate it looks kind of wonky, but because you're putting gray and so many different colors on just a neon green, so that can get kind of confused. But again, when you're dealing with a bright colored truck like this, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of sponsors.
Yeah.
Good comment. D-Dominator. It's like a neon carnival. You're 100% right. There's a lot to look at on this truck. And I think that's what can be confusing to even read the name. You can barely see the Little Miss Dangerous. But again, that's why high maintenance was the big indicator name on this truck at the time. So
the people who were here for its first release as Little Miss Dangerous registers it as Little Miss Dangerous High Maintenance. And then the new fans come in. High maintenance. What is this? Neon green.
And see, any questions about 2011? Here's a good comment from Save the Snacks. I know this is not about 2011, but I'll pull it up here. There should be an episode based on unreleased/canceled trucks in the line. That's a good point. If you guys have been following along a lot, any chance we can to talk about the canceled trucks or planned or whatever that were supposed to come out, we shoehorn them in, but I think a dedicated episode where they all just have one space to live. I mean, if you're not paying attention, like we talked about, Ground Pounder was supposed to come out. If you're just kind of glossing through, not realizing, it's just sudden impact, and you just keep going, you're not going to realize it. So that's a good idea. Garfield's here. He says monkey. Good to have you here, Garfield.
Love me, Garfield. Love Garfield. Big fan.
Yeah, so let's see any other good comments here. Let's see. Monster. I'll answer this to Ryan here. Hey, Monster Mustard D, have you ever collected Greenlight Kings of Crunch trucks? I know for a fact he's collecting all the Bigfoots with the big tires. So that's be Bigfoot 5 and then all the Bigfoot 7s. So he has all those, and I think maybe he has one or two others that were just sent him. Like I think he has like the original Bigfoot, the clean on the OG tires and everything.
Yeah, he's got a couple of them.
And maybe just like one or two others that he snuck in there. I have all of Seth Dolan's trucks. From Greenlight. I have so it's Gulf Oil, Super Special, AMPM Boss, AMPM Rocket, Samson 1, and then I was gifted a Garbage Pail Kids truck. So that's pretty cool there. Any other comments here? I'm wondering, another good one from D-Dominator. I'm wondering if Hot Wheels took inspiration from Little Miss Dangerous to make Psychedelic, or Psychodelic, yeah. I saw Ryan in the queue, and he just bounced out again, so that was kind of weird. Try your phone, Ryan, if you're still out there on the internet. The Psychodelic is such a loud truck, too. So.
It's loud outside of like its body color because the body color is black, but everything else is colored, like the frame, the chassis, the tires.
That's a good point. The Psychodelic has a purple chassis but a green frame, so I thought it was purple on purple too. But that is a good catch. Although the purple is a little more prominent, it's more like a Barney purple instead of this, more like a plum.
Yeah, this was very soft. It wasn't as dark purple like a Gravedigger purple or a Barney purple.
Either purple neon gives you Christmas vibes. Yeah, good comment there. Is there a Ground Pounder prototype? No, not that we've ever seen. I'm sure there probably was some preliminaries floating around out there, or also like e-sheets, like computer renderings. I don't know if we've ever got at least one hasn't slipped through the cracks. It's not one that anyone's looking for, but wouldn't totally shock me. So good comment there, Joey. Again, talk about the Ground Pounder. If you're just joining in, don't leave. Ryan, our faithful leader, Monster Jim,
will be coming
back in the room again. He's been having a bit of
So sorry, stormy weather and the Wi-Fi took forever to reconnect after reset it. Okay. I'm assuming we talked about this for a long time now.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
I figured you kind of had some comments on this, so that's why I didn't pedal forward.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna say that it's been a long time since I've seen this, and we're gonna see it one more time until it's gone. So it's a really cool piece, and compared to the one we're gonna see, which is eventually we're gonna have this new series called Edge Glow. This is actually a really rare truck for whatever reason. It's hard to find, and if you do find it, it's pretty expensive. At least when I was trying to find it, it was. So I like it. I love the color of the chassis. I love the color of the roll cage, and the body was really nice to see come back on that Willie's casting. So that's my comments on Little Miss Dangerous. Phil, if you want me to take back over screen sharing, just let me know.
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'll sit back and relax then. By the way, shout out if Joseph Newbold's watching. Thanks for the love bug. I appreciate that.
I'm jealous.
I couldn't find that case, so I
I'm
really
big
appreciate
jealous
it.
now.
Joseph. Okay.
Stalker here, folks, and not the cool one either. Well, I mean, it's not bad. But.
Phil, you're still in charge of screen sharing. You got to move it up and down.
I know, but you didn't start talking about it yet.
Well, yeah, okay, Shocker. So here's Shocker. I'm not used to this now. I've been doing it for so many episodes. Shocker, this is the third new edition of Shocker that we've seen. We saw that 3D one for a long time. Then we saw that camo one with the weird teal blue body. And now we're seeing this orange and blue scheme. And we'll see a couple more Shockers in the future. But this one's going to stick around for a little while. So with that said, I'll let Phil tell us why it is this and this whole scheme layout. Go ahead.
I don't know if Hot Wheels had a hand in this. You know, Hot Wheels and Packard had a strong relationship. This the previous year really starts the different Shocker train a lot. So this is good. This is cool to see. I know we do skip a lot over the years, but I think it's. What am I saying? It's a lot readable. It's a lot more readable. I'm stuttering because my computer's starting to flip out again. So I was a little free out. Go ahead, RJ. Shocker is shocking. It's
Nothing,
great.
yeah. Shocker. This one we see, I think, the most of any, other than the 3D body, of course. But yeah, it's okay. I like orange, so I ain't complaining.
Yeah. All right. Well, Phil, on to the next one when you're ready.
Yeah, I'm running this. Okay. Hey, here we go.
Hey, black and green travel tread machine. Ho ho.
Yeah, I don't know week to say that.
No, I know, and I just thought of it. So gold.
I don't have anything really to say about this one. It's just a Gravedigger on travel treads. So 79 out of 80. If anyone else has really much to say, I mean,
I will say, so like Gravedigger's obviously obligatory to be a part of every special series.
Which it is, yes.
I do think it's kind of interesting. This is the last one of the year. Gravedigger kicks these off a lot. I know if you caught it from our first part, there were some issues getting the travel treads out originally. But kind of interesting here how it's Gravedigger usually kicks off a lot of these segments, and it's the last one. And just like the El Toro Loco, we see a lot of Gravedigger travel treads for years to come. Yeah. But
that was strange for me too. Later in the year, seeing it come out instead of starting the series, I had the same mindset too, Phil. But good truck, I didn't mind it. Black and green travel tread machine, like I said. That's all.
Phil, when you're ready.
Yeah, Phil.
I'm right here, son. There's PR nightmare. Okay, number 80.
Uh-oh. Oh, this one's good stuff right here. Kind of.
Yeah, I'll let Phil tell the story of this one first before I hop in on it.
The Crazy Horse wants to come in. So this is number 80 out of 80. It's the last numbered truck of 2011. It's derailed. And derailed, so if you caught, where am I going with this? So they ran a contest in 2010. There was another big thing for community involvement where we, what do we get some community ideas in here? Like one of our own designs. And so Hot Wheels created a contest, design your own truck. And all sorts of people submitted ideas. And the winner
wasn't in a program or something, some finalist?
I don't know if they made a yearbook. They may have. I'll flip through it when Ryan's talking. But so the winner was derailed. And now there's some backstory, and maybe Ryan could screen share the original design a little later. So the original winner was actually a truck called the Monster Express. It was a truck designed by Michael Arndt. Now, if you know the name Michael Arndt, he does a lot of designing real monster trucks now. So many in the list. You can look him up, Michael Arndt there. He does a lot with Team Bigfoot too. So this was a good stepping stone for him. If Ryan could share the original Monster Express design, absolutely nothing like this. This is almost in the same vein as the Name the Rottweiler Monster Mutt contest. All they did, it's like Hot Wheels wanted to make a train body, and they used Michael Arndt's design as an excuse to produce a train body because there's absolutely nothing of Michael's design that looks like this at all. Not even the name, not even the scheme, not even the look of the train.
Well,
the only things that they took from Michael was the idea of a train, which any 5-year-old probably could have thought of a train idea, or the truck crazy train, which we just saw.
Hey, yep.
Okay, I'm gonna steal back the screen share. I don't know if this is it. Is this it here?
No.
Okay, because I can't find the original one we're looking for.
Okay, I'll find it.
This one's signed by Mike, so I assumed it might have been. I'm on the Forbidden Wiki, so are any of these?
Right
is this
there,
one?
that one, stop.
Okay.
That's the original design.
Okay, there it is. So
actual winning design, folks. That looks absolutely nothing like Derailed. If anything, that looks like what Crazy Train would eventually look like.
Yep.
Again, it was like the Name the Rottweiler Monster Mutt contest. It's like Hot Wheels used the excuse, found somebody with a train design, which was our buddy Michael Arndt, and they just made the train truck. So, if we go back to the truck here,
sorry, let me grab it back.
That's all right. The design's not too terrible here. Again, with current Hot Wheels monster trucks, we do see this train body a lot. So, again, it's not like this was grandfathered in with the Hot Wheels monster trucks line. This train body lives on today, so it's not like, again, it was really just kind of a behind the curtains thing. This is not Michael Arndt's design. But again, when you win these contests, it's like with anything, we have the right to change your designs or whatever, but like Hot Wheels completely changed everything. And again, it's like the contest was a guise to just produce a train truck.
Yeah, it was just their reason, their loophole to make a Loco Punk all them years later. I did like it when it came out though.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny that you talk about how they can change your design, and that's obviously Hot Wheels, and I think also Monster Jam, when they obviously the Rottweiler thing, they have the right to change it. But as we'll talk about in episode 20, when it came to my design for my truck, it was my design that they wanted. It wasn't, and they were like, we're going to redesign it, but we're going to keep it as close as we possibly can to the authentic artwork. It wasn't like we're going to change all of these things. It was like, are these changes okay? They would go through approval. So I didn't experience anything changing rapidly from the original. If anything changed rapidly, it was because I told them to change it. But yeah, it was a little different than how Phil just described it for this specific type of deal here. So if fan inspired continues on into the future, I don't know if they're going to change designs from other fans, but for my specific dealing with the design for OCD Meltdown, it wasn't anything close to like I didn't have any power. It was all my discretion at the time. So very interesting how the two different companies do things when it comes to different ideas like this. But yeah, I kind of wish they would have kept Michael's original. That would have been a nice one, and then it would have been officially, an actual like hands-on. This is exactly what I made, and this is now a toy. But this was a rapid change from that original concept, which is kind of doesn't look too good in the end, because now Mike doesn't have his original thing made. But I kind of wish they would have done it for him. That really
so
well with it.
I'm sure we will talk about this again when we have Taylor Andes on. But
yeah,
what are your opinions? Is this truck fan inspired?
I have no opinion because people already are yelling at me that I'm not the fan inspired.
No comment. Next question, Phil.
All right, next question. Buddha's here. Oh, that's not Buddha's comment. Buddha, I thought I'd give you a shout out. That's who was.
Buddha deserves one. Although his dog did eat a 2019 Toy Fair Gravedigger. So.
I will bring up the fan-inspired question next time, because I think it is important to talk about.
What I would have considered if I knew they were going to do this, show me this seal here with the fan-inspired I would have called it either fan-based because it's literally based on me, or fan-collaborated because inspired, everyone's all
And you know what? We will talk about it in detail there when you have Taylor on. We talk about your truck because I will bring the evidence to defend you, not make you look silly. Because I think there's room for everybody in the Monster Truck Inn. And it's just about how you explain things. And again, it's no different when you're talking about the different backflips in trucks and who was the first monster. Guys, there's a tinfoil hat. Bigfoot wasn't the first monster truck. So just a lot of talking things out, and we'll do that in a good light when we talk about the OCD meltdown.
Hall is what it sounds like, anyways.
Yeah. Again, I right now until that episode, I have no opinion because
no comment, no question.
All of it.
So this is 80 out of 80. That is the end of the numbered mainline series for 2011 Hot Wheels Monster Jam. But of course, there's a lot more to look at and talk about from 2011. So we'll go right into that with the World Finals truck from that year.
Yes.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Okay, so World Finals continuing on after the wild success of World Finals 10 and then 11, and now we're at 12. So this one's a change of casting. So you're going to see them do that a lot here where they're going to have like, what is it? Let me look at my shelf here. Three or four of each truck, and then they're going to switch it, or maybe two. The first two were that Super Duty body, which eventually obviously retired. Now we're on to SUV, which I think is 3 more. So we're going to have SUV for a little while. Then we're going to switch to pickup truck again, and then we're going to switch back to SUV again. And then we're going to go to Spin Master, which is again pickup truck. So it's going to go back and forth. But for the foreseeable future, for World Finals exclusive commemorative trucks, we're going to have this cool SUV. So this is the first one out. We'll look at a prototype if Phil will pull it up in a little while of the original one. This one is now using, it's produced later in the year where you're going to start seeing the blurry graphics or new graphics system. So
water slide.
Yeah, you can see that that graininess in the gray parts of the logos and stuff. It kind of primarily will play off those colors. But, it's a really nice truck. I love the red SUV one. It's kind of the one that out of all the World Finals trucks, I think I see this the least amount. It's like it's just one of the more elusive ones. And even 10 you see more often in collections than you see like this one, like proudly displayed. So I often kind of, whenever I see this, I'm like, oh, I forgot that exists. The back of the card, they finally changed a little bit more. Unless this was something they did last year. I feel like maybe this was something they did last year. But they do have, for the first time, the last 2 trucks, which is now going to be a theme here on the back. So World Finals 10, the 1 of 1,000. World Finals 11, 1 of 2,500. They kept the 2,500 mark here for this one, and they kind of have a little description there. And then the champions of those respective year will be signing the back if you let them. So yeah, pretty cool design, keeping that Vegas theme. I love how it has the Las Vegas logo kind of picked apart there for the design. So yeah, they went a little different with it. The first 2 were kind of similar. They had the similar poker chips and stuff, but this one's kind of going a little different with the overall theme. So yeah, there's the my side of the 12 commemorative truck, but I like it. Not the best, but I do like it out of my personal opinion. So I'll hand it over to Phil and RJ for their analysis of it.
Then they do flex here. This is the first time we get our Spectra Flame rims in a different color.
Oh, I was going to mention that. Yeah, blue.
So,
yeah,
they're blue here. It's something that we take for granted as years go on, but this is the first time we change color. So that was a big deal here too. Where again, those World Finals trucks, they try to make them special and they feature different things. A lot like the exclusives we all see today from everyone. You have to make them a little different, a little special. In the World Finals truck, they made it even more special. They could have just gave us a different scheme and called it a day, but just those little touches like that. And again, stuff you still see today with everyone. Just making all the exclusives real special. And I do agree with Ryan. I think this is just kind of forgotten about. I know we do talk about a lot how these sell well at the World Finals. This one obviously did. When they made the numbers bigger, we talked about that in the 2010 part 2, when they expanded from 1,000 units to 2,500. So same vein here. They did the same performance from what I remembered from the previous year. I don't think it's maybe the next year or the year after where we kind of start seeing some hokey pokey, and the trucks eventually end up .com a lot more. So
yeah.
Go ahead, RJ.
I didn't. I don't have this one, so I can't talk from having it in my possession. But after Ryan talked about it being different, I do like this look a lot. The Vegas sign to the cards mixed it up a lot. It wasn't just okay explosions and poker chips. You have a little bit more action, and well, I guess not more action. It's more simpler, but I like that.
It's more Vegas, is what it is. I think, in the long run. So if you saw me stand up, I was trying to count how many SUVs. So we're going to see this for 4 different World Finals trucks. So 2 Super Duties, 4 SUVs with the old Ford kind of, or I think it's Expedition tooling. Then we're going to see, I think it's 3 of the new tool pickup, Hot Wheels pickup truck, and then we're going to see 1 new tool SUV. So there's your back and forth. We're going to pull up here the World Finals 12 prototypes. So Brian has a lot of World Finals prototypes, and he actually has one that is the Clear Graphics edition of World Finals 12 before they produced it. This is definitely, I can tell the difference in the graphics quality. So one of the only ones we know exists out there. There is the World Finals.
The headlights are a little different too. These look a lot smaller on the final production for some reason.
Yeah, I think it just has to do with the graphics and how they were doing the new layouts. So yeah, pretty interesting. There's Brian's prototype. It looks much better with those better graphics. But
this one's on Spawn, so for any
oh, actually, is there no headlights on the final production? Because that one doesn't have headlights.
This one, no, final one does have headlights.
Okay.
Smaller. So this one it says on Spawn, so that means it's not even attached. But yeah, no headlights on this version, and it's a lot. Graphics will kind of blur on this.
That one's really bad.
So kind of weird how that one worked. Well, I'll go back to the production one more time so we can just look at the final good stuff one. I was trying to find the program from that year's World Finals, so real quick. But yeah, the headlights feel a lot smaller.
Oh yeah,
where they need to be. Yeah. But yeah, there it is. World Finals 12.
Little rendering there too of the actual.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find. Sometimes with those programs, we get a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, that's definitely a Neil Vandenberg illustration. If that's who drew it, very similar to his style of the chassis. So pretty awesome. Although it's too small to really get too much out of it. I believe, was it real life renderings they were using for the past 2 or something like that? I feel like it was, but still pretty cool to see it there. With that kind of, I think it's the Escalade clip they're using. So it's the Spin Master tooling now. Yeah, I'll let Phil try to pull it up.
Yeah, just answer some questions while I get through my nonsense.
I don't think we have any. I'm reading the comments here. Don't gamble, kids, says D-Dominator. Reckless Roulette, Levi says, for a casino truck for people in Spin Master. Good idea, by the way. People are, well, one person, Thord Fanatic, is flipping out that you said Bigfoot wasn't the first monster truck.
Or someone the name Ford Fanatic believes.
No, Thord, T.
Oh, even better.
Someone said Vegas baby, love the cards. I agree.
Here's the double down program from that.
Don't ever gamble unless you win money, then stop. Keep that in mind, kids.
Okay, Phil, you ready?
Yeah, Phil, you good?
I'm looking, son. Oh no. They just show the final package version.
Okay.
So no more.
In the future, there will be a couple that we do have, thanks to the wiki, actually, the original renderings from the Hot Wheels team. So that's more in the future, more towards 2015-ish years. So this one is awesome, but we'll see some pretty crazy designs in the near future. I think the SUVs were kind of subtle designs, and then we kind of picked it back up with the pickup trucks. But they're going to be pretty. They're not like explosions like the first 2. They're going to be kind of mellow and just kind of Vegas vibe, not too like, wow, Monster Jam. It's going to be more just Vegas. So yeah, there's that. And here we go, jumping into the Target exclusive series. So the mystery trucks, which only one of them really mattered in the end. But here is the mystery truck boxes. They were basically Target exclusive. There were 6 trucks. One of them was an exclusive, which is called the infamous Holiday Holler. Really cool truck. But the other 5 were obviously Gravedigger, Grinder, Superman, El Matador, and U.S. Air Force Afterburner. So If you didn't have those and you didn't have the codes to the trucks, you were likely buying a lot of those, like my dad and I did. We never found a Holiday Hauler in store because we didn't know the code. So we bought a lot of Grinder, a lot of Gravedigger, and a lot of El Matador. And I used a lot of those for customs because of that. So there's those basic ones. I mean,
this Superman is a winner because Superman. This is the first time it's clean with the S on the root on the.
Okay.
So there is a little more incentive if you want your more proper Superman. Because the original one comes out.
You're going away.
Huh?
Hello?
What?
Good talk.
Okay. The Blood one. Actually, Air Force is a little different too with some of the graphic updates, but.
Yeah, we got that one. I think it was this year though. So
I hear myself
in the
talking.
singles.
Now
So you're talking. You're good.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So here's the winner.
Yeah, here's the exclusive here. Holiday Hauler. The one major thing about Holiday Hauler, in my opinion, is it didn't put the truck logo on the truck. That's the one thing it's missing. And, you have Mrs. Claus and Mr. Claus on the respective doors. You have the cool scheme. I mean, kind of basic, but I love the color, the emerald green, the red roll cage, the red windshield. We will have a prototype we'll talk about in a moment, very important one, that just recently had like 30 units found and I sold off to help collectors have them. But that has a very funny story and we'll talk about it in just a moment. But yeah, there's the Holiday Hauler logo. If you were wondering what it looks like, that's the only time you're ever going to see the logo is actually on the back of the card. And I can't recall where the codes actually were on these things. Somewhere
right, they're on the J hook. You can't see it on our pictures because of glare. Although we do publish, if anyone is curious, the codes are on the site here in case you're trying to figure out what you have. Let me talk about codes real quick because I think we're just about done here to talk about the truck. This is the first time we ever have. I know it's such a big deal now. Like there's so many blind bag toys all over the place. That's like such a huge thing with like kids' toys right now. And obviously got the Hot Wheels minis, Spin Master minis. Everybody's doing blind box stuff now. This really wasn't a big thing 10 years ago, and this is the first foray for monster trucks. So a lot of collectors were upset. Like I got to go out and trying to do the little trick. Like, can I peek in? Well, no, because the package. Yeah. Was completely sealed all the way around. It lifts from the top, so you would have to physically buy it and open it. So when people did see these, people were buying them in bundles. I did the same. I never returned them. The second one I opened was the Holiday Hauler, but then I had maybe four more. So that's RJ's in package. I'm imagining that's the Holiday Hauler.
Yeah, it is. Or at least I hold that, but yes.
So we could tell which is which. Finally, somebody figured out that you can crack codes on this. And a lot of times people ask, like, do the codes matter on these packages? And like, you look at the Spin Master ones, it's like, not really. Well, for the blind ones, they do. And just for the Spin Master one for comparison, if you look at the top of the J hook on the Holiday Haulers, there'll be a code printed. And I think it's probably the last last numbers of that first one, and this needs to be reorganized. So from number 70, last number 76 to last number 81, that determines what's what, and that's based off of the back of the package. The Holiday Hauler is the first code, and the Air Force is the last code. And so people were realizing, hey, so then they check which ones they had. And like, sure enough, I have a sealed Holiday Hauler that I didn't realize I had. Just never returned it. So a lot of people wanted that too, just so they guarantee they're not buying a bunch of repeats or want to keep one in package. So that's kind of the cheat with a lot of these blind bag toys where you can just read the codes, just to make the collectors a little more sane. But the execution for the kids, it's a good stocking stuffer. They put these in Target right with all the stocking stuffer stuff for Christmas. So it's a good application. Not a bad idea. It makes sense why this really didn't continue until like the blind bag toys make a big appearance.
Yeah.
Have anything to add, RJ?
No, other than that truck is very cool to me. I wish it had the name on it, and the Christmas tree in the back, but
yeah. So let's hop into the world of prototype Holiday Hauler, which is I have disagreements.
Well, there's a couple. Here's normal ones. Okay, so get those out of the way. This so there's just a lot of times again these prototypes on our site here. There's little codes on the windshields of the hoods or the roofs. Yeah. So just
I want to make a note. So these D prototypes, you'll notice when you look at the Christmas tree ones, there's a couple graphical changes because one, they're using the water slide decals for the C, models, which are the Christmas tree ones, and they changed the snowflake shape and the candy canes a little bit. It might just be because the graphics translated better with water slide, but they're pretty.
Also,
the candy canes are like darker red and like bigger.
I know I'm looking around here. I'm just looking. These don't have Advanced Auto Parts Monster Jam logos on them.
That was the other thing I was going to mention. So, so I came across a seller in Malaysia who has contacts with a factory who has like a ton of prototypes that were like tossed in boxes and put on a shelf in a warehouse. And they cracked a box full of 35 Holler prototypes because they were marked as prototypes, but their prototype numbers were, I think the highest one we found was 255. Usually a prototype will only be done about 3 times.
Yeah.
There's no need for 255 editions of a prototype. By then, you probably should just give up on your project because that means you failed at doing it. Because a prototype's made along the way to make way for a final product. And if you had figured out a final product by 255, that says something. So my theory is they weren't prototypes at all. These were production marked, and they were moving into production. At least 255 known ones were with the Christmas tree. But by the time they figured out the Christmas tree does not fit in that mystery box, let alone their bubble, they were like, oh, we really screwed up here. So they took them all out of the production. They stamped them with prototypes to offset the cost and just call them prototypes. I guess that's how you would do it. I don't know. I don't know how that whole thing works. But to make up for their mistake, they called them all prototypes because they never were officially put onto public hands, but they also weren't prototypes. They were production types, if you want to call them that. I don't know. But it's a funny mistake. I have number 255, I believe, of those sets. So 35 were found. Brian has 1, 2, and 3, I believe, or 2 and 3 or something like that. So there's 200 and something still out there. Whether they were destroyed, incinerated, given to kids, I don't know. But at least 37 or 38 of them exist in collectors' hands now because I actually bought those and distributed them to collectors who would value them. So yeah, an interesting thing. But the Christmas tree itself is actually a little funny. It is a modified tooling, so this was not a cheap endeavor. This wasn't a clip-on piece. This actually has a drill, it had a pin in the tree. They drilled or hollowed out a little piece of that back negative space post, sat the tree in, and then heat pressed it to lock it in. Oh, wow. So that's a modified pickup truck casting just for this Christmas tree. So whoever designed this and then produced it and then said, oh, we can't produce it, cost probably a significant amount of money, knowing that Mattel doesn't do new castings every single year. That kind of says a lot about how they do their processing of castings. So this mistake probably cost them. And it's just funny that 255 prototypes exist, even though they're not prototypes, nor are they production. So it's just, I would call them FEP at that point, final engineering prototypes, but they were produced for the public. So it's a weird gray area that we never really experience with this type of stuff. But
I do have a couple questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this, so we're looking at the tree here, attachment. Yeah. Is this the final color for it?
It is the final color for it because the ones that were entering production, like this one here, and the same thing with the C13 mark, the same ones apply for 255 of them. So yeah, this was what they were going to go with. It's like turquoise tree. I'm not sure why, but
yeah, so all the ones that turned up that you helped bring back over,
yes,
did they have codes on them?
They did. I took pictures of all the ones that I had in my hand. Some of them went directly to other people internationally, so I never got a chance to what would we call it, like document it. So I think I have like 20 photos. The other 15 went to international buyers, so I didn't get a chance to have those in my hands. I have ranging from 59 to, or maybe 49 to 255, I believe, in my documentation. Brian has the first couple here, which probably were the true prototypes because, again, they usually do about 3 prototypes to test it out. After that, 4 through 255 that we know of were probably production, but then marked as prototypes to make up for the mistake. But yeah, a funny little deal here. I mean, it's pretty obvious that that tree is not going to fit in the box. I feel like that would have been pretty,
Yeah.
simple to see.
Obvious. Yeah.
It's like having something like let's just say Wheelie Bar now.
I don't think this would even fit in the standard package anyway.
No, it wouldn't. No.
Very strange how this apparatus was even thought of.
Yeah, it probably costs a lot to do that new casting and then put the tree and then produce them all. Couldn't have been a cheap mistake. I couldn't imagine that it was.
Yeah,
but
he probably got fired.
Makes for a funny story there for whoever. I mean, probably not a funny story for the designer, but a funny story looking back now at it. I did like the tree though. It added a little character to the truck. If they had just done it facing upward like a surfboard on Big Kahuna, it would have worked. But there you go. So that's the story of Holiday Holler. Besides that, it's a really cool exclusive. I love it. I love the prototype one too. I have one, thankfully, for my own personal collection. But a funny thing. And we don't ever see this mystery box inside the mainline package style ever again. I don't think it was that popular. Not kid friendly enough in terms of like trying to find that exclusive. It was pretty difficult if you didn't have the codes. So I get the reason why they didn't do it again. So with that said, we'll go on now, Phil, to the haulers.
Yes. So the haulers, none of these are new. So
okay.
I'll run them through real quick. Again, we get Blue Thunder, Gravedigger, Maximum Destruction, and Monster Mutt Dalmatian. I don't think we ever really get new ones again. I will say these are Walmart exclusive in case you can figure that out. They do say that on the box, or at least the Dalmatian and Gravedigger ones do, not the Blue Thunder and Maximum Destruction. But interesting there. Also Walmart exclusives are our next discussion.
So we're hopping into a brand new series. This one's going to stick with us until the end of Hot Wheels Monster Jam. The earlier years were much better, where they had much more of an assortment. Later years, you're going to see repeats and then maybe one new truck if you're lucky. So Avenger. So holidays. Okay, basically let's start over. Holiday series, holiday editions, whatever these are called. Basically, they're taking the mud treads or mud trucks idea and making them snow. You can see the decorative holiday lights across the package, the snowy background, the tires are painted with white, the actual truck has snow on it, a lot more snow than actual mud when they did the mud tread, so it's funny that the difference is there. But Avenger was #1 of the series, so pretty cool to lead it off with the independent truck with that. And then we had Batman joining the fleet here. This one doesn't have as much snow. I think it's because of the licensing. They didn't want to cover up too much. Actually, doesn't have any snow. I mean, that was like 2 spots. Literally 2 spots, like 2 snowballs hit it. Okay, so that one's in there a little different. El Toro Loco with that maroon, a little more snow than usual on the others. A lot on the front there. So that's a nice one. Gravedigger will be in every set, obviously. A lot of this snow on this one, so really cool that one's getting a lot of love with the snow. Mechanical Mischief. Sorry, my screen was glitching there. So Mechanical Mischief.
The truck is blurry and it's a big name. It's hard to read to begin with.
Yeah, you can't really see the snow. Just like the Mud Treads Airborne Ranger. It's kind of a useless one. Yeah. But actually really useless in this case. So Monster Mutt, really cool one. Some snow visible on most of it. Kind of. Ish.
It's like a walk out in snow and came back in and didn't want to get his paws dirty.
Yeah, Prowler, another independent getting some love.
Prowler was my favorite out of these first ones, but
yeah, that one was very nice. I liked Prowler.
Yeah, that's some significant amount of snow. I had the tires are really heavily painted on these, and then I should have said third to last for that TMNT because I forgot this special edition one of Snow Treads came out. So yeah,
the hood gets a lot, but not really much else.
Yeah, so Turtle gets love in both tire painted series, Mud and the Snow. So not a slow start, but an interesting start for this year. I think next year we're going to have some pretty interesting models appear in this series.
Yeah, just the next year in 2013 are probably my favorites of the line. Yeah. It gets a lot better, so we'll talk about them when we get there. But the neat idea, when we get it makes so much sense. You got the mud already used, change the brown to white, and you get snow. So it's easy to do. It's a good it's a good line to have, especially since we kind of got rid of our Easter Beast. So it's a nice replacement, okay? But again, as time goes on, it does become like the mud trucks, like they're just snow trucks. I mean, there's not really else much to say. So, yeah, but not saying that's a bad thing. Again, not wrong with it. It could be
This
what could be wrong is that this could be a normal Gravedigger in a holiday package. That could be wrong, but tell me it's something different. But no, I like them.
Yeah, this also gives you the Carpet League people the holiday show or the Christmas show or the snow show or whatever you want show for the holiday season too. Also, at least it did for me.
Yeah, just to toss in here, we have not seen with the new company Spin Master them do snow treads except for the first Christmas exclusive Superstore truck, which was the Stun truck. So this kind of was more of a Hot Wheels Monster Jam thing. We haven't even seen Hot Wheels. I think no, they
only just do the Blizzard Badger,
which are just color treads, which are not
different now.
Yeah. The only other thing that would come kind of close to the snow would be the ice team, but that's not really that kind of theme either. So currently, the only one that we've seen is Stun Truck. So maybe either they'll continue that Superstore Christmas truck, which I think they will do, or they'll do a Snow Tread series in Spin Master, or they won't at all. Who knows? But for right now, I feel like they're probably going to keep that exclusively for Superstore trucks to help that. So next up, the Monster Duos. I feel like
I'll speed run. These are all reruns here. So we get Backdraft and its companion, the Rescue Ranger. There are two versions of the Batmobile here. And I don't know what's the difference. Could it be the world champions?
Possibly. I also noticed they changed up like the duo on the bottom and they changed up the little top part of the card, but that's about it.
I think our second version, based off of the poor pictures we have, does not have any World Finals logo.
Yeah. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't.
So that's a normal Batman with no world champion with a Advanced Auto Parts logo. So that could be one Ryan needs.
Oh.
Great.
No, I mean I can't tell from the pictures here, but I think
it doesn't look like
it. Wait, we get more. Yep, there it is. No world champion logo.
I want to close my eyes and believe it's all a nightmare.
Yeah, don't just.
So Ryan will pay you handsomely.
Can I just finish my collection in peace? Gosh, I forgot about these small little things.
Make sure you write that one down. Blue Thunder with its F-150 T-shirt cannon truck.
I love that
Bone
one.
Shaker with Bone Shaker. I will say these are variants if you are hardcore because we do update them to say Advanced Auto Parts Monster Jam on them. I bet this is one the Hot Wheels collectors don't know about. They try to 100% their Bone Shakers. I bet they don't know about that little Monster Jam logo. So make sure you tell your friends. Bounty Hunter here with its what's it called, the Baja Blaster, Baja Breaker, Gravedigger with the panel truck. So I guess if you're into the cars here, you're gonna have to buy this whole set just for the Advanced Auto Parts logo. Hot Wheels for the last time with its standard look and the off track. Maximum Destruction. Now this is with the new body style. So another chance to get that with the very strange whipped creamer and Monster Mutt Dalmatian with also
I don't like that
casting with purple passions. So all reruns there except for some minuscule logo variants that will keep guys like Ryan Albin up at night. So make sure you're paying attention. And then let me speed through a couple more of these. There's one pack we will talk about. Place too. Fan favorites are back, but they do have different assortments. So not the same ones after 4 or 5 years. This first one here is a standard Gravedigger with Spider-Man and Hot Wheels. Well, Hot Wheels comes first, then Spider-Man. And then our second one, fan favorites number 2. It's a classic one, Monster Mutt Dalmatian with Batman. No world champion on this Batman either. So a little maybe easier for Ryan to find. There's more of these floating around. And Screaming Demon, our friend there. And then once again here in our pack number 3, a little bit of a change. It's El Toro Loco and Annihilator, old classics.
God, what is wrong with El Toro Loco's teeth on the front? It's so weird. No, slow down. Slow down. Keep going. Keep going. Watch. What is? Look at how they stretch.
Oh!
Yeah, it's so weird.
Like the ball.
Hey,
it's like a mule.
With the Advanced Auto Parts logo.
Oh boy.
You have that.
An Annihilator with an Advanced Auto Parts.
Man. Ryan froze on that face. Okay.
Oh, there he is. He doesn't look happy thow.
Me? What did I do?
Yeah, do you have
Annihilator with a different Advanced Auto Parts logo? Or just the Advanced Auto Parts logo?
Oh, I don't think he.
Hey, but his pack is also different, friends. Iron Man
wasn't good, folks.
Iron Man comes in, and I will do the tour favorites as well. Our favorite 4-packs also get a refresh of assortment, but not completely. Once again, includes our silver chrome Great Digger Grim with the Advanced Auto Parts logo. So I want
to mention this is actually an exclusive. Obviously, the logo is changed, and the flame pattern on the hood is kind of weird, but it's also a variation. Shout out to Max for that truck watching. Also, the person who gave me the fish food that Phil's eventually going to taste test. But yeah, interesting.
Yeah, Bounty Hunter this year too. Nitro Circus, last chance to get any kind of Nitro Circus right here. And Airborne Ranger gets a call here, updated scheme. So kind of refreshing some of the old classics, but keeping the same ones in there too. Tour favorites number 2, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, Destroyer, Iron Man gets a call here, and the old time Hot Wheels. And tour favorites number 3, it's the new style Maximum Destruction. With Annihilator again.
Isn't there a headlight with that
Spider-Man gets a call, and Scarlet Bandit here. This is not the I guess this is kind of a variant one too. It's not the hot one from 2010, and the one we get in 2011 is a mud truck. So for kind of the blander Scarlet that's clean, that Ryan's making a face because he realizes he doesn't have this. Here it is. Here,
Scarlet Bandit is going to take down my complete.
Did Max D ever have like a variation of headlights from like orange to black? Or was that the next year?
Oh boy, I don't think so. But hopefully not. So that's it for tour favorites. But there's another 3-pack here, and I'm sure Ryan's going to talk about it right now.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Okay. So next year, 2012 is going to be the 30th anniversary. I thought this was the one with the 20th in it, but never mind. No. So the Evolution of Gravedigger pack, if I recall correctly, this might have been Toys R Us, maybe not.
I think so. I think that's fine.
Yeah,
but I don't even know if there's anything exclusive to this anymore. Now that I'm looking at it, so
as time goes on, I know I bought this pack, but
it'd be crazy if somebody did this better perfectly. Oh right.
Oh yeah. Well, eventually we do get the Spin Master one, but no, I think all these are released. The one next year is the one that's really significant.
Yeah.
If we go back to the back of the packaging right there, they're actually showing you the Gravedigger, the Legend debut body. That might just be the Gravedigger itself, not even Legend called there. But,
I thought, which that could be the debut of it. I don't remember the time.
Can we let's try to read it. So Dennis Anderson created the first panel version of Gravedigger. Yeah, they don't even call it Gravedigger Legend there. So
it's not the Legend yet. That body doesn't. Yeah. That doesn't say Legend on that truck.
Encore Digger. Yeah.
So they did do it correctly. The one thing that Mattel should have done is toss on the green roll cage. That would have made that much better of a release.
Yeah.
And then we come to this, the red primer. This is the one that bothers me. So the red primer that ran in the Encore is actually a Gravedigger front clip or hood with a Willys. The rest of it is the Willys. So cab and fenders and tailgate. No one's done that yet, and I'm pushing a specific company to try to do it for next year. I don't know if they'll do it though. That bothered me. I really wanted that casting. It's such a unique body that you never see again. They run the Encore Grandma body, and then they run that blue Legend under the name the Legend eventually, but we never see that return. That red obviously was pretty destroyed after their
probably because it doesn't sell well. Oh, yeah, it's destroyed, but like
there was an edge glow that was just like that.
Yeah.
It had the vintage body instead of the Digger front clip.
Well, you're looking for like specific body, which there's no way Hot Wheels was going to invest.
Yeah. Oh no, I know that. I know. I was just disappointed. I know that Spin Master has the power to do something like that, so I hope that maybe one year we'll see it. I also hope that they'll do the since they already have the Gravedigger tooling, at least do the 2 different versions of Legend and the grain truck on that tooling. But I really think Spin Master can knock that tooling with the Willys half and then the front end clip Gravedigger really well. But other than that, this pack holds 0 significance.
Yeah,
it really no significance in terms of variation, in terms of, I mean, collectability. Yes, it's a cool pack to have for Gravedigger fans, but it doesn't give you anything new. Next year, like I keep saying, 2012, you're going to have a pack that has 2 significant models exclusively to the pack. One of which is one of my favorites of Hot Wheels Monster Jam of all time. So it's like the second favorite. So it's coming up. But this one, I could do without. I mean, it was
that's
pretty.
that's the start of the seed sprouting though for Gravedigger
Yes.
pack. So we gotta note it for that.
Yeah. Other than that, you're buying it either because you didn't find those Gravediggers on the pegs, or you're just buying it because you need a carded collection, or you're a Gravedigger fan. Let's check out the car lot crash pack.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip one of
in the
these.
garage the other day.
Doesn't work right.
I've never even seen this before, honestly.
What?
So really have been a lot more like Hot Wheels vein. We talk about the play sets, how in 2010 they were like a love letter to the collectors as well. 2011, more toy base. So, this is old Gravedigger here.
Okay, I was gonna say, is that Advanced Auto Parts? Oh my gosh.
We know of no Advanced Auto Part one snuck in here. So this is a car lot crash. It's just a car lot, used car lot, crushes some cars.
The cars turn over
I'm
as
gonna
you
skip
drive
that
off.
second one because something's weird. Tire shop crash pack, same kind of vein here. This comes with Captain's Curse, but old Captain's Curse, no logos. Premise here, it's he does some donuts and he goes flying into Big Dave's tire shop.
And hits
You get
What
the
did he do?
Ultimate Crush Kit playset, which is our World Finals crash pack on steroids. That I'd imagine this is for Costco.
probably.
Old Gravediggers here, old Captain's Curses here, World Finals truck
World
here. Oh, it's also old. And then now here's a wacky one. Here's
That's
our
a-
Hot Wheels with orange rims with an Advanced Auto Parts logo.
Oh no.
And a gray chassis. So that was a hard variation for me to find, and I finally did find it. But yeah, I recall that one. That was
That's
not a
a
fun
mess
one.
right there. That is
And this actually comes with the tire and the car place.
Yeah, so yeah.
yeah.
Well, this had to have been for Costco. There's way too much value in this. And then we do get a rerun here of our World Final Stunt Stadium playset from 2010. No changes to the truck itself. No changes to the playset. Now there's another one here listed. Now we're gonna have to break this one down here because there's about 12 things wrong with it.
Okay.
This is the Show Off Showdown, which is a playset we've seen.
Yes.
It's in old style packaging from like 2010, 2009 era.
2008-ish. But yeah.
Oh yeah, it's 2010 here. So here's all our 2010 back of the box trucks here. World Finals Spectre Flames.
Yep.
And featured in here is Grinder, Gravedigger, gray rims, no Advance logo.
The dungeon one, as we call
And
it.
a truck that we do not get till 2012.
And it's only at Kohl's.
Only at Kohl's.
And only at Kohl's. What? We're going to talk about this truck in 2012. We're not going to talk about it here tonight. I don't know what it's doing here. I've never seen this. This is almost as weird as that Italian playset. There's a lot going on here. And for some reason Kohl's got this bizarre hand-me-down set. Do you know anything about this?
Hand-me-down set with a new truck in it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this, and I mean it's not that significant, so I could care less about it because we have seen it, a couple times before. The Excalibur is significant until it becomes a peg warmer for the next couple years, so it's cool to see it there. I was gonna say something as it relates to 2011, but I cannot remember what it was. So anyway, with that said, I think let's check out some card backs because we have a little bit of time. We're not.
Take a little peek here. Card backs, we talked about a little bit last episode how they get real busy. Like here's our Mix E one where it says like bulldozers from the team of the year. Avengers are former freestyle champion, although Avenger is kind of the Easter Beast rendering there. That's kind of funny. It explains like what mud trucks are and things like that. So I'm not going to go through them all, but there are a couple wacky ones that are just there's a lot going on. I will say they add fun facts in the back here. So, like, want to drive? A lot of drivers start out as crew members for monster truck teams before becoming drivers themselves. Surprising amount of people don't know that. Like, for instance, they think that they can actually
show up and just get in a truck, Phil. I want to drive.
They think that they can actually send their tuition to a Monster Jam university, and that's not true. So, reach top speed of 70 miles per hour, and at the World Finals, that's inside the stadium. That was true. That is about the average top speed for a World Finals. There was just those trucks ran a lot. Here's our Feld exclusive one.
So I mean, by the way, for those fans who don't know, it's Monster Jam Superstore basically, unless you find it at the shows too. I had a couple of people asking me what that meant on the website. We're trying to phase that out and add Superstore into the mix there to make it more translatable. Brian listed as Feld exclusive, which Yeah, it is, but it's mostly
too much,
if I'm
too much
super
slang. Too much slang.
Yeah,
You gotta
yeah.
explain. So, yeah, a lot of a lot of interesting things here. Click around here. Fun facts seem to be. This one talks about the RII, the remote ignition.
that's cool.
So
there's different stuff involved.
Wait, did Pillage Idiot say something on there?
I think it just said original.
Something. What? Go back. Card back. You just clicked. Not that one. Sorry. It was a different one. The Nitro Circus one. Something.
Shoot.
Maybe I thought I saw something else.
No, this wasn't it. No.
Next B, I think, or C.
Rising Star.
That's El Matador. I saw it too quickly. I mixed those two up. Okay.
Yeah, so they get kind of cute with this. This is
Top
helpful.
Wheelie truck too was in there.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Gets kind of cute, although maybe unnecessary in the long run. But applaud for effort. But yeah, that's 2011. Obviously a downgrade from 2010, and I think 2012 was a much stronger year, anyways. So, not the grandest. It does get sour at the beginning when you're looking at all these running changes because of the logo changes. And then
looking at 2012, just me scrolling through it on my own, there's some pretty good trucks in here. There are some good ones, and there are a significant amount of repeats. But we're gonna have a pretty decent year. Nothing like 2010 where it's all really really new stuff. It's kind of repetitive stuff like old castings being used again, but it's also a very unique time because it's a Gravedigger anniversary year, and back then they were really marketing that. So 2012 is going to have on every packaging Gravedigger 30th anniversary, just like the following year. Wait, am I right about that? The following year, Max D 10th anniversary?
No, 13.
2013?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So 2013, the following year after that, 2012.
I'm not paying attention.
That's going to have Max D marketed on all packaging. As the 35th anniversary came around and the 15th anniversary Max D came around, they didn't do that again. They didn't market it as heavily. So I'm hoping that next year, and I've been pushing this on my side as much as I can for Spin Master, for the 40th anniversary, since it's a 10-year change from 30 to 40, that hopefully we can get as much as we can out of that anniversary year for the fans as we can by marketing it. So I think I'll save this for next episode. I'll talk about a little bit of the stuff I suggested. And I have no idea if it's going to come true or not, but you'll know what my suggestions were. But next year, you're going to see a significant change in how things look because of an anniversary year. And you don't see that happen, but these two coming up years, so 2012, 2013. I'm going to say that 2012, looking at it now, we're definitely going to have to split this up into two parts. And it's going to be two long
We're
parts.
not gonna have a chance to talk this in one swing anymore.
2014 we will. I think 2014 we will. 2014 is pretty bad. Man, Phil, looking at 2012, if you want to pull it up for a second, scroll quickly through, we might have to do three, unless we really this. Look how much stuff we have to talk about. We have a lot of new stuff at the end of it. We have then and now packs. We have we have the anniversary year. We have the the 3-pack anniversary. We have a World Finals truck. We also have the Easter packs. I thought those were this last year. We have obviously the trading cards. We have the holiday trucks.
And it doesn't help because these are not numbered either, so we're going to be going out of order.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, I'm going to grab the screenshot.
There is a lot.
Here's 2012.
I guess we can play it by ear. Oh yeah, and there's more. There's 5 packs now.
Yeah. So looking at the singles, we have some pretty significant stuff to talk about. We have
the headline. We got
one of the rarest trucks ever right there. That's another big deal.
Exclusives. Oh my lord.
Oh yeah.
Those. We have Team Hot Wheels debut.
Yep.
We have Illuminator showing up randomly as a Spectre Flame. I like how they did. Oh, never mind. There's no number.
There's an error that we need to move out of here.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Monster trucks.
But when we head into special edition, it's like
Son of a Digger arrives on the scene, boys.
Oh, that's right. Somewhere in here, right? Yep, there it is. That's a big deal too for especially that.
My whole computer is smashed.
And
we'll need the fire extinguisher, Bobby. I'm on fire.
Yeah.
Heartbreaker, yes, Heartbreaker.
Oh yeah, Heartbreaker.
Eradicator. And then we have the special edition. So we have that World Finals truck. We have our only Redline Club.
Hey, you know, if you keep talking about this, we're not going to have a 2012.
I know. I'm just saying we're gonna
Edge glow.
you know, we're gonna have to split this up. I think we're gonna have to split this up in 3 parts, Phil.
Okay, well, we'll play it by ear. We'll see.
Okay. All right. That's fine. All right. Fair enough.
It's all good. It's a lot of stuff in there. A lot of good stuff. It's better than 2011. That's no doubt.
Yeah.
It is better than 2011, but it's also like expanded out beyond belief for that year. It's a lot of stuff. I feel bad for card collectors because that's just insane. So with that said, I think we'll leave it there. Again, I think we're ending on the same time as we did last time, 2 hours and 5 minutes. So thank you guys for all of that. Actually, yes, another one. Sheer Insanity sadly lost to a fire. That truck becomes super significant. Made, I think, only maybe that 1 or 2 times. I'm not sure. But that was a really significant truck there that we lost. What else was destroyed in that fire? There was another one. TNT? That was TNT.
Wow, look at you, smart man.
I thought it was Heartbreaker, but I knew it was a pink truck. I knew it wasn't that. So let's leave it there. Thank you guys for watching. Get some rest. For those who are dealing with this time change, I need some rest. I'm driven crazy by it.
I need to fix my computer.
You need to fix your computer. I need to fix mine earlier. RJ's just gonna chill. And what else was I gonna say? Oh, episode 20. That'll be a fun one. So
that's next week.
Yeah, next episode, episode 20, next week, March 22nd, the day after Neil Vandenberg Day. Buy it on our April 9th. I'm going to advertise the heck out of this thing. OCD Meltdown's coming out, fan-inspired diecast truck. So that's coming up. We're going to talk all about OCD Meltdown next time. I'll have these 2 guys on
to
discuss as much as they possibly can for this truck. And then we're going to have Taylor Andes, the original designer, on, and he's going to tell you how he came up with that, because I don't think he's really told the full story. So that's going to be awesome to hear his perspective, because I never actually had talked to him like vocally about it, verbally. So that'll be fun. So thank you guys again for watching. We'll see you guys in episode 20 next Monday. Have a great week, everyone. And until then, this is Ryan, Phil, and RJ signing out.
Goodbye.